Okay, we will call the meeting to order. This is the time and a place for the special board meeting of the Marshtown Community School District. This is the meeting on the proposed 24-25 tax notice. So at this meeting and public hearing, any resident or taxpayer can come forward, give any public comment that they wish to give on that proposed tax notice. In accordance with board policy, anyone would be given 5 minutes to address the board. So we need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Faltis Hernandez, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion carries 6-0. Randy, did you have anything you wanted to say on that notice before we open it up?
Yeah, I'll just give a quick recap of what this hearing is and what it's for. So this is new for this year, legislative action that was passed last year. So on March 20th, the county auditor mailed out statements similar to this that broke down the current property tax, effective tax rate, and proposed tax rate for next year, not only for the school district, but also for the city and the county. So every taxpayer or every property owner got one of these statements in the mail. Again, broken down into 3 different columns. The current property tax rate, which is what is currently in place for this current fiscal year. The middle column, which is the effective tax rate, which I'll explain that in a second. I think that's what's causing the most confusion for people. And then the proposed tax rate for next year. Some of the questions and statements I received from folks last week was asking if this was, what is this? Is it a bill? It's not a bill. It's for transparency reasons. Again, that the state legislature is now requiring local taxing entities to send out. So we submit this information to the county auditor. They in turn send it out to property owners. But the effective tax rate is essentially taking a look at this year's property taxes and dividing it by next year's valuation, or taking what you paid this year and dividing it by what you own next year. Sure, you can calculate that. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Since we are in the middle of March Madness, I will use this analogy for it. It's like taking the amount of 3-point field goals that Caitlin Clark made last year and dividing it by her 3-point attempts this year. So yes, it is something that you can calculate. Long story short, it doesn't mean anything. So other than for confusion. So as folks look at this statement, I would just encourage them, look at the far left column with what the current tax rate is and compare it to the far right column, which is what next year's tax rate is. For us as a school district, current rate is $15.99. Next year, we're looking at $14.75. So that is a rough recap of what that statement is and how it pertains specifically to the school district.
Is there anybody here who wishes to address the board with regards to the proposed tax notice? Seeing nobody. Randy, were any written comments from anybody received?
No.
Okay, then that's all we need to do. We need a motion to adjourn this special board meeting.
So moved. Second.
Stanley Faltis, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion carries 6-0, and that meeting is adjourned. Then we'll call the meeting to order for the regular board meeting of the Marshtown Community School District, scheduled for April 1, 2024. Welcome to those of you joining us here in person. Welcome as well to anybody who might be tuning in on the live stream or watching at a later date or time. Couple of housekeeping type items before we get rolling along. We'll introduce the board members here this evening. To my right, Zach Wall, Liz Wise, and Sarah Faltis. To my left, Karina Hernandez and Leah Stanley. To my left at the center table, Dr. Theron Schutte, the superintendent of schools. And to my right, Mr. Randy Denham, our board secretary. I am Sean Heitman. We've also got 2 of our student school board representatives here tonight, Daisy Covarrubias Andrade and Giselle Hernandez Ibarra. So everybody wave and say hi to them as well. We've got a pink sign-up sheet there on the speaker's table for anybody who wants to address the board during public comment time. You will be given 5 minutes to speak to the board. Please understand that Iowa law prohibits the discussion of specific employees of the district or their job performance. Also, in accordance with board policy, board members will not respond to comments so that we can comply with open meeting laws. With those items taken care of, would you all please join me in reading the mission statement of the Marshalltown Community School District? We develop learners who have the knowledge, skills, and positive mindset to successfully pursue a meaningful future through personalized learning experiences. And please stand as you're able and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any changes to the agenda tonight?
Yeah, we've got two changes. One was we did pull an item from the consent agenda into the regular agenda, the Acer Chromebook RFP. So you'll find that under the finance section 6.02.
And then in personnel items, I uploaded a new, Elena Goodvin is currently one of our preschool teachers. She was going to transfer to ELL next year, and she decided that she's going to stay at home with her two young children. So originally her transfer was on there. I have that removed, and instead in yellow, her resignation. Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Wise, Faltus. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries 6-0. Abby, do we have some recognitions?
Okay, good evening, everyone. So Rotary Speech Contest winners. So Marshalltown High School senior Esmeralda Cantu will recite her speech on the four-way test that won the Marshalltown Rotary Club's local contest, qualifying her for this week's regional competition in West Des Moines on Thursday, April 4th. So I'm going to pass the mic over to her so she can recite her speech to you guys.
Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head, survived, and became an education activist for women across Iraq, the Middle East, and the world. Elie Wiesel was a Holocaust survivor who wrote 57 books and taught for over 4 decades. Cristiano Ronaldo is a 5-time UEFA champion, has 5 Ballons d'Or, a 2-time Italian champion, and is the highest paid athlete in the world. He's donated millions of dollars across various charities, even auctioning one of his Ballons d'Or for 600,000 euros. All of those earnings going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Emma Watson is not only an iconic actress known for her role in Harry Potter, but has also been an activist for women's rights across the globe, more specifically known for her UN speech in 2014. These things are incredible, life-changing, and inspirational, but it's not the hope we strive for. Accomplishments like these probably aren't in our reach. It's the little things that we do, that other people do for us, that we think about at the end of the day. The things that make our day, the things that remind us that there are still good people in the world. Today, I will be encouraging you to be one of those good people. We will discuss negative environments, their impact on health, and creating a positive culture. My first point, we live in a negative world. Our schools, our work environment, we can't even escape it at home due to our social media. Negativity is everywhere. In fact, negativity has become so commonplace that it is the new status quo. So much so that when we have a positive interaction, it makes a huge impact on us. Now, I'd like you to take a minute to think about work or school and try to remember the last time your classmate or coworker received a compliment that wasn't directly related to an assignment or task. If you can't think of one, you are not alone. Neither can I. This is because of what we have created. According to the APA's 2023 Work in America survey, 1 in 5 workers experience harm to their mental health while on the job. The Pew Research Center found that 54% of girls ages 15 through 17 have experienced at least one cyberbullying behavior. Kids might make fun of or bully certain individuals to seem cool or fit in even. Employees are overworked and are stressed out about their responsibilities at work, even when at home. Now, I know I have painted a pretty bleak reality that we live in, but I am not here to focus on the negativity, despite these things being true. I also know many people who actively go against this negativity and bring light into my life, one small act of kindness at a time. This kindness is something we all desperately need due to the adverse effects that negative environments can have on our health, which leads me to my second point. A negative environment can significantly impact a person's health in many ways. Constantly being exposed to people with bad behaviors, only using unkind language or negative words towards others will all build up and lead to one thing: stress. Our bodies produce cortisol, also known as the stress hormone. High levels can lead to high blood pressure, weight gain, and a suppressed immune system. And what does stress often lead to? It's my personal favorite: depression. Depression and anxiety are the 2 most commonly diagnosed mental illnesses in America. If we know that so many people are already affected, we must work to find a solution to the problem and stop contributing to the ever-increasing negative environments. This leads me to my last point: creating a positive culture. This all starts with us. So today, I'm asking you to do one simple thing: make one person smile each and every day. But this is not a one and done. It is a commitment that will take dedication to achieve this goal. And this is not just going to take one person. It is going to take all of us to take action to create the change we need. Now, allow me to tell you a story. I'm going to take you back to when I was 7, a little over a decade ago. I moved elementary schools. I was in the 1st grade. I switched from Hogan Elementary to Franklin Elementary in the 2nd week of the school year. I had friends I was leaving behind, so you can imagine how hard it was for me at the time. Everything was different. The building, obviously, the kids, and teachers. My whole world was turned upside down. The first couple of days were very awkward, and I was a quiet kid, so I just followed directions and didn't really talk to other people who weren't the teacher. I was lonely and lost. 7-year-old me didn't see how I would ever recover from such a traumatic experience. I know, it's very, very sad. One day, however, we had to pick a partner to read with in class. I had no one. I was lost. Suddenly, another 7-year-old girl walked up to me and said that she really liked my twinkle toes and that she wanted to be my partner. I will never forget how I felt in that moment. A small and silly gesture. But this simple gesture changed the course of my year. Small gestures make large impacts on our lives. That is why we must work together to create a culture of building each other up. It won't take grand gestures of millions of dollars. All it takes is a choice. In conclusion, we have discussed negative environments, their impact on health, and creating a positive culture. It is true that by creating a positive culture, we can bring hope. This goal is fair to all because it benefits us all equally. This new culture is built off of goodwill and new friendships that will benefit our community. it is essential to recognize that creating hope is in our hands. Maybe not by being a Nobel Peace Prize winner, not by writing 57 books, not by being the highest paid athlete in the world, and not by being an award-winning actress. It's the little things we can do that give the world hope, that makes us believe in society, that makes us believe that there is still hope out there, somewhere. So I urge you to, each and every day, make it your personal goal to make someone smile. Be the reason someone out there has hope. If we commit to this, we can help change the negativity we are so used to, and the little things that we live for every day may not be so rare. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. That was great. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. I mean, what are you going to say? So, yeah.
Esmeralda will compete Thursday against 4 other schools from the western half of the state to try to qualify for the district celebration for Rotary District 6000 in Pella later this month. So we wish her best in that competition.
So what happened to the girl who was your reading partner?
Honestly, I don't even remember. That's all I can remember. I don't know if she's still out there somewhere. I don't know.
See, I thought that was going to be like, oh, we're best friends now.
No.
And yeah.
Friendship bracelet.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck Thursday.
Thank you.
I'll read first. I'll hand it. Awesome. So students who are part of Ricochet, a leadership program at Lenahan Intermediate School, organized a supply drive for House of Compassion. This initiative resulted in the collection and donation of over 300 items for the House of Compassion supply closet. Tonight, several students and their advisors, Julie Finch and Diane Simpson, are here tonight to discuss their efforts to support the Marshalltown community. And so I will pass the mic over to them to introduce themselves. Do you want to start off?
My name is Colin. I'm a 6th grader, and this is my 2nd year in Ricochet.
My name is Tyler. I'm a 6th grader, and this is my 2nd year in Ricochet.
My name is Play, and this is my 1st year at Ricochet. I'm a 5th grader.
My name is Ajna. This is my 2nd year in Ricochet, and I'm a 6th grader. Mrs. Simpson and Mrs. Finch are our leaders, and Mrs. Batterson, but she can't be here right now.
Ricochet is a leadership program at Lenahan for 5th and 6th grade students. To be accepted into the program, students had to apply in writing, get 2 teacher recommendations, and commit to meeting after school on Thursdays twice a month.
There are 47 5th and 6th graders in Ricochet. We work together and do fun activities to learn how to be positive leaders in our school and community. This year, we divide up into 3 teams and each worked with a Ricochet leader on a project that would help our community. Our Ricochet project was to sponsor a supply drive for the House of Compassion in Marshalltown. Our leader was Mrs. Finch. We are here to talk to you about our successful donation drive.
We researched the needs of Marshalltown and discovered that our local House of Compassion was in desperate need of supplies. We selected February 6th through the 13th as our dates for a supply drive. We created posters and Google slideshows to promote our event. Ricochet members on our team visited each classroom and shared the donation details and dates. We asked Mrs. Jurgensen to share information with parents on our school Remind app.
We posted this donations needed list throughout our school on the Remind app, and sent home a flyer with students. We most needed toothpaste, laundry soap, body wash, and dish soap.
To motivate students' participation and encourage kindness to others, we used kindness grams. For every item students or staff donated, they received 2 sheets kindness grams to write a positive message to their friends in the building. Ricochet members attached a treat to our meeting on February 15th, then delivered them to the classrooms on Friday. We had an awesome response to donations and kind messages. Here are some of the Ricochet students who signed up to work the donation table. We collected items from 8 to 8:30. This photo shows examples of items donated and the kindness grams.
Mr. Hammer, Executive Director for the House of Compassion, was very impressed with the amount of supplies we were able to collect during our drive. He came to our Ricochet meeting to thank us and give us more detailed information about the House of Compassion and the help they provide our community members. Ricochet students had a chance to ask questions and learn more about this resource for families in Marshalltown.
This is our team with Mr. Hammer before we loaded supplies into a volunteer's truck. We were able to donate well over 300 items. We are thankful we had the opportunity to help the House of Compassion and had a successful donation drive. We learned a lot and worked hard.
Here's another photo of all the items. Does anyone have any questions about the House of Compassion?
What was one thing you learned about the House of Compassion?
That some people need a lot of stuff, but they don't have it, so they can get it. And I didn't know that a lot of people didn't have stuff, and I'm glad we can help them.
We also learned that they used to be able to host people to stay there, but now they can't do that anymore, unfortunately. The end of the year will be busy for us. Ricochet plans to finish the year strong by participating in these activities. Earth Day cleanup of our school grounds. We'll host a leadership panel where leaders from the community will give us tips on skills used in their positions. We will work to promote and participate in a fun Spirit Week, and we will celebrate all our hard work with an end of the year recognition.
Interested in helping Ricochet? Ricochet is collecting the tops of pop cans to give to the Ronald McDonald House. School board members, if you want to help with this project, you can donate your Pop Tarts to Lenahan from now until Friday, April 12th. You can bring them to the office in a baggie. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for having us. Are there any questions?
How do you guys come up with your projects each year?
So we always try to come up with something creative that maybe not a lot of people do, and then we try to find needs that are really needed. Like right now we're doing the Ronald McDonald Drive, so that's something that's not just local. It's more nation and national, and so we always try to find something new and different to do.
Or usually someone has the idea, and then if it won't work, we improvise and make it into something else. So we all have an idea about it.
For those of you that this is your second year, what happened last year that made you want to come back and do it again this year?
Helping people, and seeing the look on their face after we help them.
I really like doing Spirit Week.
Is this program offered at Miller?
So there is something kind of like it, but it's not exactly Ricochet.
So the ones that are aging out of the program, what are you gonna do to keep helping people?
Try to use our leadership outside of the school, not just doing the projects all together, like do it ourselves.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if I can beat that presentation now, but last item for recognitions is informational item on Paraprofessional Appreciation Day. On April 3rd of every year, paraprofessionals are recognized for their service and dedication to students with Paraprofessional Appreciation Day. We celebrate the important role they play in our schools by providing support in the learning environment. Take the time to thank a paraprofessional on Wednesday, April 3rd this week.
Thank you, Abby. Looking at the consent agenda, we've got minutes from the March 18th board meeting. Dr. Ryan, any items of note in personnel?
Yes, I want to talk about Martha at Hoagland. Martha, this is from Amy Williams, the principal. Martha Coolers has dedicated 22 years of service at Hoagland as a para and a literacy tutor. Her kindness towards the staff, students, and families is valued and noticed. Her welcoming smiles, caring and patient nature, along with setting consistently high expectations for students, truly make a difference in our school community. Martha goes above and beyond, whether it's creating a welcoming staff lounge or taking work home to help with all the extras to be of support beyond her work hours. She will be missed and will always be part of the Hoagland family. So congrats to Martha on her retirement from the district. Thanks.
In interagency agreements and contracts, we've got a renewal of a lease agreement with Pitney Bowes for postage meter machine. Is that, maybe mine's, is that number 2, the one that got pulled?
Yeah.
Okay. So then an electric line easement agreement with Interstate Power and Light, an agreement with STC Dive Center for I Tried Scuba, a Talent Ed renewal quote for July 1/24 through June 30/25, an agreement with Riverside Technology to purchase battery backup devices through E-Rate, an agreement with Windstream for contract renewal, an agreement with Mediacom for monthly internet service at a monthly rate of $2,800, and Appendix A project with Massachusetts General Physicians Organization for Think Kids to provide advanced skills training and collaborative problem solving. Questions about any of those items?
The easement, is that just for electrical work to get done there, or what's the easement for?
Yeah, it allows Alliant to come in and access the lines over behind behind Anson here.
Right directly behind Anson?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be on the east side of Anson.
Similar to the one we did for Rogers a few months back. Just updating those easements to allow Alliant access to work on those lines if they need to.
Is it on the roadside or behind?
I think it's I think it's behind. If you recall, when we did the work, we had to put a new transformer in to help support the work that we did at Anson with that last remodel and stuff. But as Randy said, this is just simply to give them permission to do what they need to do to get things up and running if there's a problem or whatever.
It looks like, Zach, looking at the exhibit that's attached to the easement, it runs along South Street, which would be on the
South side.
south side.
And it would feed into the southeast side of Anson there.
You okay? Okay. Looking at open enrollments, for the current school year, there are 3 out and 2 in. And for next school year, there are 3 out. Randy, anything of note in bills?
No.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Wall, Faltus, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries 6-0. Nobody's on the pink sign-up sheet, which means Stacy.
Good evening. It's hard to believe that it was a little over 4 years ago that I was here and we were discussing the pandemic policy. It's crazy. We've come a long ways. We've learned a lot. We've cried a lot. And so it was mid-February, mid to later February, that we were notified that Iowa Health and Human Services had modified the childhood